Okay, here we go. Okay, here's what I want to talk about. Understanding one another. You know it's been said by statistics. People you like to use statistics to understand why things happen, but I want to make sure people aren't using statistics to justify this being prejudiced because being prejudiced because it is not right. You need to judge people on an individual basis and not merely on statistics says. Okay, or what statistics dictate. Statistics were never meant to use as a measuring tool to judge a person. It tells you why things is just a measurement of stuff. It's just a measurement of stuff. It's not meant to use as a determining factor of a person's character. So don't go through life judging people based on the probability of him being a bad guy. You need to talk to people to whom you talk to people. Just straight up have a conversation. Even if you don't I know it's hard. Not how do I say this? It's not it's foolishness to assume that every person is a good person. Okay? That is foolishness. We know there are wicked people out there. The world's full of wicked people. There are wicked people for the good people. There's not. You got to teach people to be good. You don't have to teach people to be bad because they already are bad. We need to stop looking at ourselves as color first, human second. We need to be looking at ourselves as humans first, color second, or even color last. Because fact of the matter, before you are a human before you're black, okay? Or you're a human before you're white, or you're human before you are any color, insert color, gender, whatever. These people above you that you put so high regard try to separate you, divide you in race and gender and sexual orientation and whatever. It is not the way. It's not God's way. Okay, first of all, God doesn't see your race. He doesn't see your gender. He doesn't see any of this stuff y'all are putting on high pedestals. He sees you as human. He sees you as children. We are all his children in different ways. Some of the children has fallen astray. A lot of children have fallen astray. There's some sheep that have fallen astray. Lots of people you tell a sheep that he's always going to be a failure. He's going to live life like a failure. But if you tell that sheep he's going to be a success, then he will be a success. Then the matter is we oppress ourselves by telling ourselves that we're going to be a failure because of X barrier. No, God says nobody. You will be a success despite what barriers put before you. Life is full of obstacles that God will help you get over. God's already beaten racism. Why are we still beating that bush? Why are we letting racism define who we are? Why are we letting racism define how far we can get? God's already beaten that. Stop preaching this victim mentality. So when there's a mean thing to you, you just ignore them. This racism isn't even in law. There's no law keeping you from succeeding. There wouldn't. If there was, there would be no black athletes. There would be no black NBA players. There would be nobody making millions of dollars a year. Some of these people making over $1 million a year, and you listening to these people constantly telling you that you would never achieve anything in life because they have an obstacle in their way. Some of these people will not even hit this obstacle every day of their life. Some of these people only have this obstacle once or a few times in their life. And some of these obstacles are not even really obstacles that they can't get over. You are the master of your own destiny. The only thing holding you back is yourself. You using, blaming other people for you not succeeding. God said you are the head, not to tell. People seem to remember. Keep preaching this. These pastors keep preaching this. You're the head, not to tell, but they do not practice what they preach. Instead, they tell their sheep that they are the tails and not the head. Despite them preaching you're the head and not the tail, that they're only the head when circumstances benefit them. They're only the head when there's no obstacles in their way. No, that's not what God teaches. Did you wish people were able to prosper despite persecution? In the, when they were enslaved by the Egyptians, they were thriving despite being slaves. They were thriving despite what the Egyptians were doing to them. They didn't. It didn't stop them from prospering because God was on their side. So, what is your excuse? Look at statistics. Look truly and be honest with statistics. Back in those days, we were thriving before we decided to let the man decide what we get. We were better before the Democrats started giving us handouts. We were, despite Jim Crow laws, we were prosperous. Some of us were, but there's always going to be poor people. Okay? Everywhere you go, there's always going to be the poor. Okay? You're not going to get rid of poor people. Okay? You can help poor people, but you're never going to get rid of poor people because every time one exits out of the poor town, somebody else entering in it. It's a circle of wealth. These people are always talking about a list of all the wrongs ever committed by a certain race or America's wrongdoing, allegedly being so atrocious and all. They don't realize they're not working in accordance with the word of God. And some of these people got the word reverend in front of their names. It's a shame. They're crying over policies that others also have but don't. Let's talk about this. I would get into a protest, but I don't actually think this would be necessary because people want to stretch this meeting. Okay, first of all, they make it about race. They make it about it being only about black people, even though they're white athletes. Like they totally disregard all the white athletes that take me. Let me tell you, they post pictures of people praying at funerals and try to say that that's the same thing. You know that the Bible says that you should be at peace with everybody. We try to be at peace with everybody. Do what is right. If it offends someone, then don't do it. Just because you have the right to do it doesn't mean you ought to. If you offend someone by kneeling for the flag, why don't you do the kneeling after that? Okay. Sounds like a simple compromise, but it's not the simple for some people. But then again, they do have the right to protest. Already protest whatever you want. Most of you are already protesting, getting around, marching around, chanting racist slurs all around town. And this is the thing. Hypocrisy is a thing here. You want to cry out hypocrisy when you're the biggest hypocrite. Also, there's a whole bunch of hypocrisy going from both sides. So you can call somebody a hypocrite when you're being a hypocrite yourself. Go around shouting out racist, derogatory things. They want to cry about racism in the same breath. How about you do this? How about you stop being a racist yourself? Stop talking bad about white people and start loving your enemy. Why don't you start practicing the Bible like you're supposed to be, Sister Reverend or Bishop, or whatever title you got for your name? Yeah, I'm talking to those people who like going about race baiting all the time. When you preach defeatism to people, they're gonna be defeated. You need to be preaching victory. Your reality is only your perception, but to some, their perception is just as valid. Not everybody is a target of mean words. All it is mean words. All these people trying to defend criminal bad behavior. Okay? These people have these people wouldn't say a word if it was the other way around. Michael Brown. What if Michael Brown would actually kill this cop? Would be crying about the cop's death? No. You keep bringing up Michael Brown, even though all the evidence says otherwise, that this was not a race thing. This man, we all know the case files, man. I don't want to do it. Like this been dug into the grave, buried, and dug up again. We know the man didn't have his hands up. But leave it to these people called race hustlers of America. They'll still use his name as though it's a true case of racism. There are cases of police brutality. It's not an epidemic, but the fact of the matter is, there are cases. What are you going to do? Is protesting. But you got to do more than that. You got to talk. You got to talk to the other side. You can't just sit around and just protesting all day long. It's not going to get anything done. You actually have to speak to people. If you think all it is to protest is just protesting, you're never going to get anything done. You're just going to be protesting for no reason. Protesting in vain because nobody, one, you don't want to go talk to people about the protest and how to get things done. So therefore, y'all just sitting there with signs for no reason, expecting somebody to pay you attention. Number two, you're not really talking to the person who can change things, if possible. You don't want to change prison reform because you don't like the person who's in charge of prison reform. But that shouldn't make a difference. And you know how many you had to talk to a lot of racist people to get things done that needed to get done. He didn't sit in his corner. He didn't sit. He knew he had to do more than just walk to watch. What did Martin Luther King all he did was just walk to March and just stood there. They were just standing there forever, not getting anything done. He knew he had to do more than just walk somewhere. Anybody can walk down the street, but it takes more than just walking down the street. You have to be able to open up your mouth and speak. First, you speak to the people you need to speak to, then you speak to the people to encourage them. This man has done a lot that nobody wants to give him credit for. I'm not a fan club person of Trump, but I have to give credit where credit is due. He dropped the unemployment rate down 4%, but nobody wants to give him credit for it. They want to get at Obama because it's good. Oh, it was going down. It was flatlining. It was flatlining at 11%. If it wasn't for the regulation, they probably could have got it lower. But why is everybody so pressed to try to avoid criticism? I knew they were going to use his race as a freaking shield to keep people from criticizing their bad policies. He knew that too. That's why he used it a lot. The fact of the matter is this. You can't use the statistics to judge people. It, it when people do this enables racism. It enables prejudice. What's racism in itself? It just it produces biases and it doesn't really help the conservative argument. You want to help the conservative argument. You must first teach to speak. Right? Okay. I'm not saying you gotta pretend like everybody's a good person because everybody's not. But you gotta treat people on an individual basis. You're not gonna prevent robberies by just pretending that everybody's gonna be around. Okay? There or at least have to be you be around because that's not how you should conduct your business. Okay? Otherwise you don't get no business. But I am saying that you should treat that like you want you to be treated. The golden rule, what Jesus has put in the Bible, the golden rule, do unto others as you want them to do unto you, should be done for everybody, no matter what they are. Like, I did not come to judge the world, but to save it. To judge the world. I come to save it. We should come into, as Christians, we should love our enemies. Okay? Not hate them. You can't change people with hate. Hate doesn't change nothing but cause more hate. Why do people think that is the best solution? It's like I related to spoiled kids when they don't get what they want. They start crying about how people don't love them anymore. But you're not spoiled enough. You have trained yourself to think in a slave mentality syndrome. I would never amount to anything because I am black. Nobody says that, but I tell myself that every day. Nobody really treats me like this, but I tell myself like this every day. Every day I tell myself I'm black. People don't treat me different. Therefore I act. I, I act in this way and I act a certain way in that perception. Now I wonder why I don't have any different type of perception because I'm always telling myself someone's going to treat me different. But that's the matter is that everybody I meet who happens to be white is going to treat me with hate, which is absolutely false. Then that is the problem with this mindset is that most white people aren't going to treat you like a criminal, which is a big, despite what the media tells you. There's going to be obvious questionable behavior by some, but that's not the majority of people. They are freaking messing their own selves up by preaching this narrative. They hate themselves with their own guilt, so therefore they try to stand in their own selves for the sake of trying to be allied with minorities, which they do not need to do. Totally unnecessary. They need to stop worrying about the past and worry about the future. This is why Lot's wife turned to salt. Okay? They're so busy looking behind them instead of looking ahead. We are heading to our grave every day. And all we worry about, we spend every waking moment worrying about is what's on our skin. The Bible says the kingdom of heaven is not going to the selfish or it's not going to those who think, who do not depend on God. It goes to those who do depend on God. It goes to these little children. You know how children act? They don't see race, but we're teaching kids at an early age to be racist. Okay? Abhorrent is horrible. We are putting fear where it doesn't need to belong. These people, kids, do not need to have this sink into their freaking head that they going to be, that every white person is racist. It gets stupid. Speaking of children, you complain about black children being expelled more than white people. Maybe, just maybe, it's because your kids are bad. They don't suspend kids for no reason. Sometimes the teacher doesn't know how to handle stuff, but most of the some of the time it's because your kids are bad and don't know how to behave themselves in a rational manner. They get fights, they bully kids, and end up getting expelled from the school. That's, that's the has nothing to do with racism. Why should they let your kid bully people just because of the color of the skin? Seems like we are advocating for discrimination when it benefits us. We should be advocating for things when it doesn't, when it benefits both parties. Susan B. Anthony, let's talk about Susan, didn't advocate for special treatment for women. She wanted equal treatment. She wanted to be treated just like any other man. She wanted the same amount as they would give a man for a crime she committed. That takes balls there. Asked for more time because it wasn't fair for her to get less time and a man to get more time. If it was a male, she would got. If she was a dude, she would got more time. But it's that same kind, but because she was a female, she gets special treatment. She didn't want special treatment. She could have said that's feminism right there. Get special treatment for being a lady. But you know what feminists preach these days? They talk about how the patriarchy, the men are bad, and men lowered their power over women, despite the fact that over time women have actually gotten special treatment from men, even when this so-called patriarchy was so-called in effect. The only thing they couldn't do was vote. They, they couldn't have their own voice, which was fixed during the civil rights movement, but it was fixed because men said, okay, we're being done here. We should let them have their own voice. Now they're still complaining about stuff even today. Their strategy is to tear down men in order to gain power. That's not how you gain power. By siphoning power from someone else. That means you're not really having power. You're just reaching off someone else. You need to gain power from yourself. You are not in battle with men. You have to work with men, not against. There is no man, okay? There's no man for rape, okay? There's no rape culture, okay? There's nobody on the earth, okay, besides real rapists, who think rape is okay, okay? If people thought rape was okay, then no rapists would be in jail today, okay? If people thought rape was okay, then there would be no rape would be legal in the United States. It's not. So stop preaching that crap. There is no rape culture. You're preaching misinforming people, young women, to be afraid of men for no reason because you misappropriate statistics for your own propaganda. Okay, I've seen this coming 20 years ago, back in the 90s, when men hating women got into running their mouth. Okay, pretty much sexism covered up by feminism. They're using feminism to propagate sexism. Like, we got make you claim they can't be racist because they're black. Okay, they don't have no power. That got nothing to do with the word or terminology of racism. Your power determines not to be a racist. You got plenty of power. God says you got all the power. And the matter is, you only, what are you talking about? You ain't got no power. When you go around shouting, this might be a racist, what's the first thing people do? Respond. So, so what are you talking about? You ain't got no power. You got plenty of power. That when you, probably because when you go around shouting racism, when there is no racism, or shouting, talking about racism, when people read the context, no sign of racism whatsoever. It's not necessarily racism or it's question, or there's none at all, and you're just saying that it's racist because it happens to be a black person involved. Every instance that happens to a black person doesn't make it necessarily a racist thing. A criminal robs a bank, happens to be black, gets arrested, or it's not automatically a racist thing. Okay. Or he happens to pull a gun on the cop and the cop shoots him. It doesn't necessarily make it a racist. Or he somehow ambushes or beats up the cop and he ends up shooting him. It does not a racist thing. So what people fail to realize is that he doesn't have to have a gun. He has to oppose a threat to the person, the cop's life. If he's beating up the cop and they get into a fight, a tussle, and whatever, and he shots the door and reach for whatever, the gun, he got the right to shoot him. Despite the fact that he didn't have a gun, it doesn't matter. You do the studies have shown that your hands are the lethal weapons. All you gotta do is hit him in the right space and he be dead. Okay? You hit somebody in the side of the temple, they be dead. Okay? People can kill people with your bare hands. You did not know this. Hit them a couple of hard times in the skull, give them brain damage. Your body be dead or injured. You can't defend yourself. several thousand ways to die, okay, other than by gun. I've seen several cases of obvious police brutality. They showed it to me in my class, criminal justice class, of several cases of police brutality. Most happen to be Mexican, but there were some white people, some Mexican people, some black people, some of all different races, not just black people. Police brutality is a certain problem that needs to be dealt with. Actually, they actually been dealing with this for several years. To start to crack down on bad behavior from the cops. Now they have this argument: they're good cops. There are good cops up there, more good cops than there are bad cops. These are where the good cops up to them, because more likely than not, did you ever contemplate the fact that maybe the good cops actually are not in charge most of the time? It's usually the bad ones or the corrupt ones that are have these roads in the squad car that can do anything they need. It's just like the code of anybody on the street that says no snitching or get stitches. They are in a unit. You can't. They don't like it no more than you do, but they don't have as much ability to make. They can be on the side of change when it comes opportunity of change. But if you usually most of the time when these people do the things they do, they are sticky with it. And the matter is, it's usually just them two, or just them two. Most of the time, it's just them two, and he's acting over the top, and he can't really do nothing. Okay, about it. But the fact is, I'm not there. I've never heard of police officers so I can sue anything, but no, I've sued. There are, as my teacher in service, there are bad cops, and they make a lot of good cops back there look bad. They really do. And none of the good cops like these people, but they can't really do anything because they're in a unit and they're expected to behave a certain way for these people. When these things pop off, like scandals, and they get fired, which usually don't think that the cops are like, oh man, they probably glad they got fired because he's freaking the bad seed in their unit. But they are not in charge of putting these people away. Cops are not in charge of putting these people away. It's the current system. Now, some of these so-called bad people are not really bad people. Is that they're soon to be bad because reasons the media makes them bad. We need to be lying to people. You have to understand this. We use fear and manipulation and omitting of truths and facts to paint a narrative that is actually accurate to the story. The guy who got shot in South Carolina got in the back, got went to jail, get went to prison. So to say that you don't never get justice is a lie. Okay, so it's a both both sides. You get justice, but get the point blank. Okay, blatant rape, police brutality. I've known this for a while. Okay, we confirm it can. There is no debate about it. Then they usually get in trouble. They usually go to jail and they usually go to prison. But contact and evidence matter. But that's really, I don't want to take this live stream too long, but look at this show. But using the statistics, like I said, is just that. judge people on an individual basis. Stop trying to be proactive. Okay, this music specific to be proactive doesn't work. Okay, it just propagates discrimination. It propagates stuff like that. It leaves all kinds of dumb crap that shouldn't happen. And let's go with Christians shouldn't have be discriminating against people that they could. I mean, I understand your conviction. Okay, baking a cake for, but you need to think about this. You are a servant. Okay, you should people. Serve people to whom aren't of your own time. Okay, we aren't to serve our own time. Anybody can do that. You serve those in the world so that they know Christ, to love the Christ, not just serve yourself. Okay, you can never. So I would have baked their cake. Okay, give them everything they ask for and bake the cake. Okay, I got this baker to bake my cake, but but that would have been kind of okay. Yeah, put cross on you. Now I got all the way to deliver a message of God to him. The message of the love of God to him. That's what I want. See, you reach that message by serving them, not by judging them, not by pushing your personal beliefs on them. Because they don't believe in Christ. So they're not bound by our personal beliefs. You are bound by personal beliefs, but they are not. You are not to judge them based on what they are. Just serve them, bake the cake, to not saying you should go against your convictions, but let your convictions be realistic. Okay, don't go to jail for your. Mm, that's the only time you should go to jail is if you're preaching the message of God. Okay, that is the only reason you should go to jail for. Okay, or go out of business for. If it was like preaching the word of God and take friends out of business. Okay, that is only justified reason for anything. Okay, because that kind of thing, but you're not preaching the gospel, right? Okay, okay. You're supposed to use your skill to preach the gospel. So you're supposed to bake the cake for them, even if you didn't agree with what their lifestyle choices were. Okay, that's a way to use your skills to preach the gospel. You don't understand. Somebody trying to condemn them, that's not your job. Look, Dylan, but as I'm about to end, not your job, that is not up to you. Just bake the cake. Just that simple. I mean, I don't know, but you know, if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe below.